Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. I'm a little bit afraid to do the video that I'm going to do today, and that is because I want to showcase to you my true wish list, the real deal. Of recent, well not even of recent, I think in the previous year, I've been using the wish list feature for anything but the wish list. I would either use it for my RQ10 to 100 series to highlight cars that are best in their field, or I would use my wish list as a warfare of reverse psychology, or reverse psychology warfare. I'm not sure if you guys know, some of you may know, but for the longest time, the cars that I genuinely had wish listed in, my account were actually the cars that I wanted the least. Did not want them at all. And that was because when you open as many pack openings as I do, you tend to get a little bit, I guess, suspicious. You tend to get a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not supernatural, but you tend to get a little bit, holy crap, I am back. I honestly believe that my brain is genuinely regressing in size. It took me a legit 5 minutes to think of that word. Superstitious. Yes, after you open as many packs as I do, you get a little bit superstitious. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, you know what? If I wish listed the cars that I actually wanted to wish list, it might be information for Hutch to realize, oh hey, he wants these cards. Let's not give it to him so he plays more, so he can open more packs and think that he can get the cars that he wants. So yeah, that's why I've been using that reverse psychology wish list for the longest time. But anyway, I'm a little bit, if not a little bit, I'm very apprehensive of making this video, but I do want to show you what my true wish list is going to be. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to answer my own curiosities to see if my wish list has changed throughout the recent year. I've not showcased my true wish list for just about an entire year now. So I want to see if anything has really changed. I can tell you right now, I don't think there's a single Skoda in here, but we're going to begin with the lower end stuff that I really want. There are only 6 cars that are ultra rare and below, that are super rare and below, I should say, that are cars that I actually genuinely want. I mean, obviously the Charger, I'm always welcoming the Charger no matter what happens. I have like more than 40 of these in my collection, but I've not opened, I've not unpacked a 69 Charger in more than 15 to 16 million now. I did not count how many times did I get the Charger before my 10 mil opening at the end of last year, so I really don't know, and I've opened about 6 mil this year so far. So yeah, I genuinely do not know when was the last time I pulled the Charger, how much I have spent to this point, and I've not gotten the Charger yet. I know within that time, within the last 16 million, I've pulled about 2 to 3 Atlases. So yeah, really sad that I don't have one of those. So I would love to get one of those back. In terms of cars that I've never unpacked, these are all prize cars. You get the Hudson Hornet. Unfortunately, it's not the 1952 version. That's from Cars. We have the DeLorean as well, waiting for this. I feel like if it will come out, it will be like in Silver Screen 3. Might be a challenge. It makes sense if it's a silver screen prize car. Some of the cars I'm looking forward to is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR, the MX-5, as well as the AMC Rebel Machine. This car has been in the game since American Frontier. We've seen it in a couple challenges here and there, but for some reason, it has not been given out, and it's very, very strange. About as strange as the fact that it has standard tires instead of performance tires. Now, moving on to ultra rares and above. Most of the ultra rares that I have wish listed that I'm looking for are ultras that I've never unpacked before. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Most of these cars that I have wish listed are cars that I've never unpacked before, but there are a couple where I have unpacked and I kind of want more. So these are this is not every single ultra that I've never unpacked, but these are the ultra rares that I do want that I've not unpacked. There are some Skodas out there that I've never unpacked before, and I think I'll be completely fine if I never ever unpack them. So the Citroen Saxo obviously is incredibly useful. I think that it's already been really useful in many events. Getting a car like this super early on in an update is so key, because that's the only time when Hutch makes events where it's like ultra and below. Or maybe like RQ50 and below. I think we had some of those when European New Wave first came out. And this car was one of those real game changers. If you got it early, then chances are you would tier 1 whatever event that is. And if you don't get it early, then guess what? You're going to be scrambling around upgrading random super rares to performance tires, and it's not even close to the Saxo Super, but that's the best you've got. That's basically the situation I was in at the start of European New Wave. Some other cars would be the Mazda MX-5 Cup. What a fantastic car from APGP, and I've never unpacked it. Everything APGP came, what, summer of last year, and here I am now, sitting in February, super close to leap year, leap day, and I've still not pulled the Mazda MX-5 Cub. So hopefully we get that in the near future. Same thing with the Hyundai Kona. This is in a car that, you know, came at the same time with the Mazda doing APGP, and I've never had the chance of getting this, and it's a bit sad because the MRA is fantastic, and it serves a very interesting niche of high ground clearance, also considered as an SUV. So in any SUV performance tire event, this Hyundai Kona is going to be fantastic to use. It's also front wheel drive, so there's no four wheel drive tax on this car. So yeah, I would love to get one of those, but it's not been the day yet. Also another one which is absolutely crazy. This is even older than Enter the Black Forest, even older than APGP. It's from Enter the Black Forest. This car has been in the game for over a year. I've never unpacked the BMW Z4 S-Drive in my life. Absolutely crazy. Seriously, I cannot believe that I've never unpacked that. Cadillac CTS-V. This car used to be an Epic. It went down as an Ultra Rare in World Expo, and it's a car that I've never unpacked as well. I just don't know how. There are going to be a couple of these where they used to be Epics, they went down to Ultra, and I've just never unpacked them. And let's not forget that they've not recently become Ultras. They've been Ultras for over a year at this point. The Skoda Felicia as well handles really well, off-road tires, and, you know, medium ground clearance. Wouldn't mind having that in the collection. Skoda Enyaq, you know, four-wheel drive, standard tires. Oh, actually, I did say that there were going to be no Skodas, but there are actually a couple Skodas in there, so there you go. We got the Felicia and the Enyaq representing that Skoda collection over there. Hyundai Elantra, another Ultra that I've not had the prestige of unpacking, medium ground clearance, as well as that saloon niche. So, you know, I'm a saloon collector, so I would love that. Here's one from Learn the Savannah Way. I've never had the honor of unpacking an HSV Club Sport R8 dealer team spec BZ. Very long name. Pretty cool photo, pretty cool car. I'm a fan. I would like to get one of those in my collection. And the Ford Mustang GT, well, the Ford Mustang GT, the Jaguar XKR 75, the Camaro SS, and the Mercedes-AMG S65 are all cars that used to be Epic. They went down to Ultra Rares in World Expo, which I've never had the chance of unpacking yet. The crazy thing, I think one of the most craziest things, is that the freaking Jaguar XKR 75 unpacked this car 3 times, literally 3 times, when it used to be an Epic. This car used to be an Epic. I unpacked it 3 times. And since becoming an Ultra, I've never had the honor of getting the XKR 75. I would love this in my garage because the MRA is ridiculous on this car. 0 to 60 is relatively low. It's a pretty decent dragster. Not the best dragster in the game. You're better off using a BMW M5 or even on a Holden Fiji. But for British drags, I think the Jaguar XKR is going to be a pretty decent car to use. I would like to have that in my collection, along with the Ford Mustang GT and the Camaro. I mean, these two are American cars. I'm an American collector. I love my muscle cars, and I just need this in my collection. It's just crazy that I've never unpacked them yet. The Camaro SS kind of falls in the same category as the XKR as well. Both of these Ultra Rares used to be Epics, and I unpacked them as Epics, but I've never had the privilege to unpack them as Ultra Rares. Also looking forward to the release of the Ford F100 Illuminator and the Nissan Primera EGT, mainly because I do have that front-wheel drive niche on lock. I do enjoy the front-wheel drive niche because it keeps me dominant in clubs, so whenever it's front-wheel drive, which is really often, I get to make a lot of money. On top of that, you know, there are not a lot of front-wheel drive cars in the game, so as long as I can keep up with the next best thing, I think it should be okay. So far, front-wheel drive has been a niche that I've had down on lock. Of course, with the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 7 GTA from APGP, which I'm still trying to get one day. Used to be RQ59, now it's moving up to 64, and rightly so. This thing is ridiculous. Low 0 to 60, very high top speed, 4-wheel drive performance tires, and medium ground clearance. The only thing bad about it is the low top speed, but as long as you know where to put the Lancer on, what tracks to put it on, the top speed will never be a hindrance to you anyway. Now, moving on to the Epics, in terms of cars that are below 60 RQ, this is not a good sight because they're like literally, I think more than half of the Epics are RQ 70 and below. And I only want 3 of them because there's so many 65s. They're like 90 65s, which is stupid. But yeah, I would love a Citroen Zara. Again, like I said, for that front-wheel drive niche. I would love the Porsche 911 GT3 3.6. I want to collect every single 996 generation. 996 is my favorite generation of 911. That has never changed, and it never will change. I've always enjoyed the fried egg headlights. I am a fried egg headlight connoisseur. But yeah, I do love the GT3 3.6. I love the photo. It is just absolutely everything about it is perfect, and I would love to have this in my collection. Porsche Cayman GT4, never got it when it came out, and I didn't choose to get it when it came back on a second time. I think it was a choice between the Cayman GT4 and something better. and I obviously went for something better. But obviously, if I have another chance of getting the Cayman GT4, I wouldn't mind. I mean, what's the point, man? Like, we just give out the Cayman GT4. It's not a game changer in any sense anymore. It's just a really freaking cool car. Just bring it back as a rerun, epic challenge, and some kind of random special time challenge, and call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to have this in my collection. We got the AMG GT Roadster. I think some of you guys might find my wish list boring, but the issue is, you know, it's real. I'm being completely honest. This is my genuine wish list. And it's kind of funny because I don't think a lot of it has changed from the last time World Expo came out. Mercedes SLS AMG, absolutely crazy. I still cannot believe that this thing used to be a legendary, okay? Like, way back when the game first came out, 2017, 2018, this thing was a legendary, and I cannot believe it now because it's not even a high range epic. It's not even a mid range epic. It's like a mid to low range epic now. It's ridiculous. I love this car. I love this photo, and honestly, I wouldn't mind getting it in any stage of the game, whether it becomes an RQ65 or not. I don't care. I want it in my collection. Audi Sport Quattro as well. It remains one of the nicest photos in the game, and it literally is in the same spec as the Audi Quattro Super Treasure Hunt from Hot Wheels. White wheels, red body, absolutely gorgeous. I want that in my collection. We have a 997.2 Porsche 911 GT3 at 3.8 alongside a Mercedes AMG GLS 63. This is the car that, like, I think Daddy Jim, he always thinks that I have a feeling. He always has a feeling that I'm going to unpack this in every 1 mil opening. And I really hope that one day is true, you know, because I really want this. Also is like the best RQ74 for Ocean Beach Slalom. I remember that now because of those videos that I made, so that's pretty cool to remember. Viper SRT10, will I ever get this car? I don't think so. It's 3 going on to 4 years now. Can't believe it, y'all. This is the 4th year of American Frontier. I mean, it's the 3rd going to the 4th year. The 4th year just began, or not even began. I guess the 3rd year just began, going to the 4th year. The Dodge Viper SRT10, dude. I really want this. I really, really do. I wish I had the opportunity to own this car in my garage in its heyday when it was one of the best cars in the entire game, one of the best epics in the entire game. Basically, where the Saline is now, the RQ79 Saline, S1, I believe is the name, is where the Dodge Viper SRT10 was at the beginning of American Frontier. I'll never enjoy this car at the beginning of its heyday, unfortunately. It's a mid-range epic now, and if I unpack it now, I don't think I'll be using it for much, but I would love to have it in my garage. I genuinely would. Moving on, the Alpha Giulia Quadrifoglio. I've just never unpacked this car, never. This car's been in the game since the beginning. Used to be a legendary, never unpacked it as a legendary. When it went down to epic, I never unpacked it then either. Can't believe it as well, man. One of those cars where it used to be an epic, and it's going down, I mean, it used to be a legend, and now it's going down to mid-range epic. Same thing for the Mercedes SLS AMG GT. Used to be a legendary back in the day as well, now an RQ75. Again, any SLS I would love, besides the electric one. Don't care about that. Mazda RX-7 Evo Group B is a really cool car, really cool photo. I would love to have that in my collection. And of course, we have the Dodges. I don't care. I know I've unpacked the Hellcat Red Eye wide body twice, and I got the Super Stock already, but I wouldn't mind having more. The dream is to get 6 of every Hellcat, because obviously 6 is the devil's number. And I kind of just, I think it makes sense, honestly. Like, they're called Hellcats. Let's get 6 of each. G80 BMWs as well. I was really blessed to get the M4 that also led to me winning the Hennessy F5, so it was a win-win scenario kind of in that situation. But as you know, I'm a sucker for saloon. Saloon is my favorite body type. It's always been my favorite body type. So yeah, I was one of the few people that wasn't really annoyed when they changed the Charger to a saloon back in, I believe, 2006, 2007. Yeah, dude, I freaking love saloons, and I would love the M3 competition. I mean, like, I wasn't too bugged that they changed the Charger to a saloon, but I would have preferred for them to honor the Charger's heritage, keeping it as a 2-door. After all, although saloons is my favorite body type of car, coupes is a very, very close second. Moving on to cars that I want. I mean, seriously, these things haven't changed, man. Porsche 911 GT2, 924 Carrera GTP, 911 GT3, all of these cars were cars that I've wanted since World Expo that I've never had the chance of getting. The Impreza Cosworth, I only want it because it's so damn useful. The fact that it's medium ground clearance, it has just a ridiculously low 0 to 60, is phenomenal. I want that. And the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 Final Edition from APGP is a car that I'm really interested in as well. And I think the main reason is because the spec and the photo and the fact that it handles incredibly well. And also, it's basically the epic version of what the Evo 9 or Evo 8 used to be. So I would love to have that into my collection. Now, we end up with the legendaries, and it's a lot of the same stuff you would expect from me. Again, this is the genuine wish list, right? We have more 996 Porsches. We have more Mercedes SLSs. This is the final SLS, I believe, or I think there are only two. I would say, you know what? This is the final. This is the final SLS. It's still a legendary. I don't count that electric bullshit. But yeah, this is the final SLS that is still a legendary. Again, there is that electric one that also is granted as a legendary, but I don't want that anyway. But it's really sad to see this thing back in the day. I think it peaked out at 85, 84, something around that range, and now it's gone down to 80, where its other peers, the other SLSs with, you know, gasoline engines, they're all epics now. Superleggera, I'm not getting this. I'm really not getting this. I think this is the reason. This is the reason why I don't like showing off my real wish list, because it's a low-hanging fruit for Hutch to just pluck and not give. I don't know, man. Like I said at the start of the video, you do a lot of openings and you start getting superstitious, and I'm starting to think that if I wish list cars that I actually want, they'll never get you. They'll never give it to you, because that kind of gives you the idea that you got to keep opening packs to get what you want. Makes you play longer, you know what I mean? Look, man, Hutch, you give me all the cars I want, I'm still gonna play this game, okay? Like, let's make that clear, all right? So just end my suffering, man. I mean, at this point, am I even suffering? I'm kind of numb to it. Great Exhibition was what, freaking 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago at this point. If I'm not gonna get it in 4 years, I'm never gonna get it. Pagani Zonda Roadster F. Just love that ass. Seriously, same thing about the the GT3, the butt. We gotta love that. Moving on, we've got 911 GT3 992. We have the GT3 RS 991. We have the Cinque Roadster, which is a Pagani that I've wishlisted since the beginning of time. This and the SLS Black Series. My goodness, cars that I can't seem to get to save my life. Nissan Skyline GTR Nismo Z-Tune as well. Love that. And then of course we got more G80s. We definitely have more G80s. We got a 997.2 911 Turbo S 3.8, we got a 992 911 GT3 Cup, and of course a 991.2 911 Turbo S 3.8, and the 992 911 Turbo S 3.7. I guarantee you Brazen would hate my wish list because it's Porsche. Then we end up with the Porsche 919 Hybrid, and then of course with the two Zenvos over here, with the Aurora Agile, and the Aurora Tour. I don't know anything about these cars. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know anything about these cars. I know Zenvo exists, but I never knew that these exist, honestly. The only reason why I have these two wishlisted is because these are some of the most gorgeous photos I've ever seen in top drives. It's not only beautiful, but it's accurate to the name of the entire car, and I just think it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I don't care about the stats. Not really excited about, you know, 91 handling, for example. But I don't really care. It's just these photos are absolutely stunning. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. That's it for the year. I'm not showing you my real wish list ever again. When new updates come in this year, I will not tell you what I want the most, just in case. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville,
Atlanta.